the system.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Undisputed podcast.
Con the Don, the Green Star, we're back. It's been a long time. We are talking about growing up British. We're proud to be British, aren't we, Nathan?
Yes.
We're
Proud to not be American.
proud to not be American.
There's going to be a lot of triggered Americans now.
There will be triggered Americans. There's triggered Americans everywhere, so that's not our problem. Let's go back to primary school. I think that's where we should start.
Yes.
Because
That's
school
where it
helps
all
school helps
started.
people grow up, doesn't it? So I remember primary school. The legend that was PVA glue.
PVA blue?
PVA glue. Do you not remember PVA glue? Whenever you do an art lesson, and you just stick the glue on your hand and rip it off for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, shit. That one.
That was one of my favourite things about school.
The glue.
That was, yeah, about primary school. There wasn't much else going on at primary.
Well, the glue's your favourite bit then. My favourite bit was just the art lessons.
When you used to pull out loads of different coloured material.
Yes. Piss around, destroy everything. Teacher get triggered.
Remember the
Love it.
electric boards that
Oh,
teacher was right on?
yes, the electric boards. I remember one time a teacher came in with a ball pen and started drawing on it. We had to tell her to stop, and then the teacher kept us all behind because she thought one of us did it. So
The
Yeah,
feeling you'd
electric
get
board.
when you was allowed to go up and write
That
something.
was the best feeling whenever a teacher called you up and you was able to draw on there. Amazing feeling that.
You were the shit, basically. Like, whenever it was like a couple minutes left to the end of the lesson, and you play a game of, oh, what's the game?
Heads down, thumbs up.
Yeah.
I used to play that. Well, we used to play that.
What's that game? Bloody, the Hangman game. Can't believe I forgot what it's called.
It's called Handbang, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's called Handbang.
Just putting that on the whiteboard. Oh, you don't have to come up with like you basically. That was always fixed though. Back in primary, that game was always fixed because you would always tell your closest mate what the answer would be just so they could win.
That was completely the same with heads down, thumbs up. Whenever you was called up, you would only do the people that you actually liked. So it was obvious who put your thumb down.
I remember there was this one kid, and he had he wasn't the only one that had them, but I remember he had them long after as well. You know the trainers that would light up.
Oh, them things.
Plain heads down, thumbs up. He was useless.
Nah.
Because you could people who actually kept their heads down. Let's be honest. You'd always get the answer right. They got to a point where we actually stopped playing that game just because I think the teacher knew that we were cheating.
Everyone cheated.
We were primary school kids. What of course we would.
We always had to be right. If we were wrong, we would break down crying. Come on.
You'd get
Of course,
bullied.
we were going to peak on whoever's going to do that.
Do you remember loom bands? Did you have that at your school? Loom bands. Because that was a big
Oh,
thing at my
yeah.
school. Oh.
All the girls used to make them and used to give it to people they liked, and you used to feel so privileged when you finally got one.
That basically, loom bands in primary showed which gang you was affiliated to. because if you'd always have the same colour as your mate or the same pattern, and they started a gang war. I remember loom bands actually got banned because people were wearing loads of them, and yeah, people were like in groups. But obviously, what would kids do? They're not going to listen to you. When we'd come into school, and my whole arm, because I always used to wear a jumper, my whole arm would be plastered with loom bands, and the amount of blood loss from like blood circulation was ridiculous. But I wanted to be cool. I didn't want to listen to the teacher, but it hurt.
What was that? Remember the S that everyone used to draw? They used to join it up.
I still can't do that. I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Them things, again, all the girls used to do it. I remember all the girls used to teach all the boys how to do it and all that.
Yeah, that's how you
I could
flirt.
do it, but I could never do it as good.
That's what they should do on Love Island next year. When two people go on a date. The girl just teaches the boy how to do that S. I still can't do it. Remember?
I can't even remember how you do it.
Do you remember there's this one lifesaver growing up in going to British schools, and that was blue paper towels. Because these blue paper towels could fix absolutely everything. Bruised head, blue paper towel. Spilled drink, blue paper towel. Broken arm, blue paper towel. Teachers would just throw these at you, and you'd be convinced you were fixed. They could fix any problem, those blue paper towels.
So now you're talking about that. Anything would do that. The first day at school, it was the same thing. Any injury, what they would do, they get a little bit of water, paper with water on. They would dry the cut, and then they would just put a plaster on, and they'd say, "Get out." That was it. Anything. You could say you broke your arm and they put water on your bloody arm, wipe it down and put a plaster on it.
At my school, whenever you went to the you got checked out by a teacher, you went to the medical room, you'd always come out with a sticker, a Mr. Men sticker, and it would say what the injury was on the sticker. So it'd be
what?
So there'd be a stick and it'd say, "Oh, I bumped my head," or "I cut my leg," or something.
I bumped my head yesterday.
But people loved those stickers. I can't lie, I loved having those stickers, because what happens when you have that sticker on? The amount of attention you get for the rest of the day. Especially last lesson, you come in from playing football at lunch, you've got an "I bumped my head" sticker. The rest of the day, you don't have to do anything, golden.
Thank God I didn't have that.
Do you have golden time?
The golden what?
Golden time.
I don't know what that is.
It was like on a Friday, last lesson, you had this to a certain age. You'd basically do what you want. It'd be like an extra play time.
I never had that.
Never had that? Golden time, oh, what a time that was. Do you remember when you got to like tell the class what you did at the weekend?
Oh my God. No.
Did you not do that? Did you not enjoy that?
Well, I tell you what, in the assemblies, whenever, what year was it? I think it was year 4. You got called up, got a golden sticker, and when you got back, you had a teddy bear, right? You took the teddy bear home for a week, and you had a book, and you had to write down what you did that week with the teddy bear.
No, yeah, we did have something similar. So we'd have an assembly, award assembly, and basically it wasn't even an award. Like everyone would get it at least once a year. So you just got to a point where if you were just crap, you just get it for a stupid reason, like you said hello to a teacher, some crap like that, and you used to get a trophy that you'd take home for a week.
See, I'm going to be honest, right? That 1 week, or whatever week it was, whenever I didn't get the golden sticker, it used to pop up in my head, the teacher hates me. No joke. Every week, when I didn't get a golden sticker and someone else did, it used to pop up in my head and say, "Oh, that teacher hates me."
Yeah, this is corrupt. This system's corrupt. I wanted that fucking teddy bear.
But no, with the assemblies and the award ones, there was a boy in my year, right, called William, and he got up, he went to walk, and he tripped over someone's leg, face planted the floor, no joke, hard floor, and he just got up and quickly ran and got his golden sticker like it was nothing.
Well, they probably gave him the blue paper towel afterwards, and he was fine. No, because
down with cold water and put a plaster on his bloody face.
I swear they used to recycle plasters at my school. I swear they'd just use the same plaster over and over. Because you have to give plasters back. It was weird. Do you remember in an assembly? So you'd all sit on the floor, like all cross-legged. Like if you sat at the back, how awkward it would be. Because not only are you standing up and you have to walk to the front, but you have to climb over all these people. I hated that.
The scary bit. Getting up and having to go through everyone. In year 6, you felt like you was the shit because you was the one sitting on the bench looking down on everyone.
They pulled out. Yeah, because before that, year 5 assemblies, every day for the whole year, I'd get the worst case of pins and needles in my leg or my ankle, and I couldn't get rid of it until break. It was awful. I hated assemblies. I just hate assemblies, period. Do you have like religious assemblies?
Oh yeah, like once a month a vicar used to come in.
we had that every Tuesday.
Yeah, every vicar that come in thought they were so funny. I remember one time, right, he said he had a cross, he has a cross t-shirt, he has cross trousers, and yes, he even has it on his pants. And at all the reception, everyone was laughing. Oh my god, now I think back in it, how the hell is that funny? Even the teachers would laugh.
The teachers would laugh. Oh.
You just know the teachers were forcing the laughs. I didn't find it funny at all.
And singing assemblies. We had a Harvest rock and roll song.
Oh my god.
That stuck with me.
All I remember is the Harvest Festival song. That's all I remember.
Oh, we had a Veggie Maker song. You know Troublemaker from Ollie Murs?
Yeah.
That.
Oh my god.
That was...
Seriously. It's like after the stuff, we were so little I can hardly remember any of it. Thank god. Think back on it. No.
How about PE? How stupid was PE at your school?
Did you have the colours? Like Henwood or Camden or whatever like that? Like yellow, red, blue, green?
Yeah, we had...
Yeah, PE. When you was lining up for like the running, you used to stare down all the people in the green t-shirts and blue t-shirts saying, "You're getting beaten, you bastards."
Yeah, I hated that because if it wasn't that, it got to a point where the colleges were like so uneven in terms of sporting ability. It'd be the same college that won all the time, so we dropped that, and you'd have to. So there'd be captains. There'd be like, let's say there's 6 teams. There's 3 male captains, 3 female captains, and you have to pick girl boy. That basically showed how popular. Basically, that was a test of how popular you were, and I hated that because I'd always be picked last. And I'm actually decent at sport, but it wasn't about sporting ability. It was about how popular you were. So that was a real kick in the teeth. Last lesson Friday, you got PE. Awful. We'd always play rounders as well.
Oh, rounders, oh god. I don't know why, but I never liked that sport. Because I could never hit the ball with the bat.
It's just a crap cricket, innit? It's an easy cricket, I guess. But
easy? I can't even hit the bloody thing.
No, I could barely hit it as well, but basically there'd always be a group of kids.
Come on, guys.
If there'd be when a certain person was batting, basically this was quite embarrassing as well. Like, this is, you know, the older you get, and people take the piss out of you for your dick size. Right. Just using this as an example. Back in rounders PE, the equivalent to that would be how far back the fielders would stand when you're batting. Because there would be some kids who'd, when they're batting, people run to the other end of the field. But when it was me, people would be standing 2 centimetres away, basically telling me you're spastic, mate, and you ain't hitting this ball.
Well, that was me.
I was good at fielding, but I just couldn't.
I loved the fielding.
You didn't have to do anything, did you, really? And when the sun was out, it was quite nice.
I used to just stand there talking all the time. I think that's That's why I like the fielding more than batting.
Yeah, definitely. My school used to make up sports as well whenever it rained. I would be in the hall, and there's this one game, you had a bench either side of the hall, and there'd be one person on each bench, and you'd have to throw the ball at them and catch it, and then if they caught it, you would join them. Or, do you have a climbing frame? It basically was a climbing frame. I don't think that's what it's called.
The climbing frames I was actually scared of.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I couldn't climb up them.
They were actually pretty fucking dangerous. Like, my school didn't even put like the blue mats underneath. So if you fell, you're hitting a wooden floor. You would die.
Here's the thing, what would the blue mats do? No matter how high you are...
To be fair, the blue mats aren't even that...
your head, you're still going to get injured.
Until the blue paper...
What's the blue mat's going to bloody do?
They'd have
to stop you falling.
They'd put out the blue paper towels and plaster you
God.
Whack the water on. But
last time it was all about the fizz, now this time it's all about the blue paper towels.
I love the... You know what? I might buy some blue paper towels because they could fix any problem. Even in secondary, they helped me in an art lesson. Whenever you spill crap, they could get rid of anything.
Your house is on fire. What do? Get the blue paper towels, they'll sort it out.
Just put it on top.
But no, with the PE, whenever we were in the hall, like, used to have everything out, like the benches and the sticks and the balls. I used to love that, doing everything, like doing a race around the hall with all the hoops, like spin the hoop round 3 times, then go through the bench.
And then there'd be like speed bounce or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Yeah, that was good. Or I remember you had to walk across a bench, and it wasn't difficult because the benches are fairly wide, and you'd purposely walk slow just to make it look like it's semi-dangerous. But then when you get to the end, you'd act like you just did something amazing, like you were walking the plank.
Did your school used to do that? You used to walk on the bench, right? And they say if you fall, you get eaten by alligators.
Yeah. But the benches at my school were fairly wide. You're not going to fall, but people still act as if, you know what, if we fall here, we're fucking eaten by alligators, we're dead. That's how people would seriously act. I guess that's just part of the game, but I didn't join in personally. I was quite a miserable little fucker in school, so...
What else happened?
I can't remember what else there was. You know, this isn't particularly school related, but the TV growing up. Kids TV.
What was that, what was it called? Bear Behaving Badly? I think it's called. I used to always watch that. What called that?
Remember Tracy Beaker?
I never watched that.
She was a little shit, that kid. I don't like her. And we're supposed to feel sorry for her.
I never watched it, so I can't really say anything.
No, primary school, this is it. There'd be some days, you wouldn't know until the day itself, but you'd walk into class, or you'd walk into school, you'd walk through the hall, and you would see a pantomime being set up. And oh my god, the scenes when you found out that day you'd be sitting around watching a pantomime, or road safety.
Yeah. I used to love the pantomime.
Even the road safety things they do were quite funny.
Oh god. The road safety, they used to make like a song up.
Yeah, I can't remember the song, but...
It used to like be Stop, Look. Something stupid like that.
I remember Stop, Drop and Roll, but that's for a fire. I remember being taught that.
I remember, right, when the fire alarm went off, when there was a supply teacher today, right?
Yeah.
A whole bloody class, my class, was talking about, what if this, what if that happened? And all the teacher kept on saying, we would go through the fire exit door. We would go... And the person said, one kid said, what if the fire was surrounding us? And the teacher said that wouldn't happen. How the fuck does she know that won't bloody happen?
Yeah, exactly. You can't predict a fire, can you?
No. But it is possible.
What if this one classroom is just surrounded by fire? Hopefully the teacher has some blue paper towels lying around.
Just chuck them in there. But no, in year 4, we had to dance the Gangnam Style.
Was there a reason for that, or?
No.
Oh, you just did it.
We got dressed. They said bring in some dancing clothes or whatever. Anyway, we got in the hall. There was a bloody person, I think they're called, backwards hat, shorts, a t-shirt.
A proper dickhead, basically, or a paedophile.
Yeah, a proper dickhead, saying we were going to dance the Gangnam Style. And I remember, right, one time we had to all go down, like in time and sync with the music, right? And we could never get it right. And I swear to God, the teacher was like, yeah, we'll do, like, sing the song. And then he used to stop the music and said, why aren't you doing it right? It's Gangnam Style, it's not being recorded.
Oh my God.
We should take things so seriously. Well, everyone in school does.
I remember we did something similar, of sorts. It was like, there was like a day, and we basically, the topic was Africa. We had people from the secondary school come in, and I remember there was like it was PE. We went to the hall and we had to dance to this African song, because there's this African dancer in the hall. Now I look back at it, what my class did was very disrespectful to that culture, and what we did was actually a crime, because we butchered that horribly. There were some kids at the back with some drums, just smacking on it, making a racket. It was quite disrespectful, and I remember it got to a point where the woman who was hosting the lesson started just laughing at us. But I think she was only laughing because what we were doing was actually an insult to her culture. So I do apologise, and if she ever sees this, she won't be watching this. But I do apologise on behalf of my class.
Wow. That's completely different to our Gangnam Style.
It was horrible.
Did you used to have those talent shows? Like the year groups and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, we had it one. I never actually participated, to be honest.
Because I was in year 5 at the time. We had to sing this like Henry VIII song, and we were shit. And somehow we came 3rd. I remember the teacher was so pissed. She got back in the class. She was like, "Well, we came 3rd, but we could have done better if you just sang a bit louder." Bitch, we come 3rd.
That's what every teacher would say. Whenever like your class did a play, or even just in the music assembly, because inevitably when you have hundreds of kids screaming in a hall, it's going to sound like shit. So their answer for making it better, just sing louder. Singing louder is going to make it better. It's going to make it fucking worse.
All the kids are going to be like crying because it's too loud.
Or the little kids at the front.
God, they were little shits.
What about your PGL trip? Do you have a PGL trip?
PGL?
Where did you go?
PGL trip?
PGL.
What's that?
Well, do you not have like a trip when your year group, in like year 5 or 6, just went away for a few days?
Like a week?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we went to, in year 6, we went to Hindley Warren. We went there.
My school went somewhere down Portsmouth. It's quite crap. And I remember the shit we had to do. I nearly died on that trip.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't enjoy it.
I loved mine.
There was this wooden swing thing you'd have to ride, and it wasn't safe. And I cried that night because it shook me.
God. I remember the worst bit about my trip in year 6 was the zip wire.
Oh, I didn't do it in the end. I managed to pussy out.
I shat myself. Not literally, but just scared.
Yeah.
So anyway, they lifted me up, literally the van lifted me up, like halfway through the zip line, and literally then pushed me. And I went so slow. I went so slow, I was scared I was going to get stuck on the zip wire.
But yeah, that's worse than falling off, I think. Because at least once if you fall and you're off, innit?
But now I look at it, if he lifted me up, then it couldn't have been that high at all.
Yeah. And even if you did fall, I'm pretty sure a safety protocol for that teacher would have been to have had a blue paper towel on him at all times. So it would have been safe.
But I tell you what, the Hindley Warren trip that I had in year 6, right? Whenever we woke up and we did the trips and all that, we were completely fine. But when it come down to night and we had our dinner and we went back to our rooms, everyone cried and said they missed their parents. The whole day, they wouldn't say a damn thing about their parents. But when it comes to night and when they were going to bed, everyone would cry saying, I miss my mum.
I was like that, but my problem was for one night, yeah. But my problem was
for one night. My flipping old class did it every night.
Some of the people in my school, you just didn't need to see them at night time. You just didn't need to see them all day. That was the problem. There's some right dickheads.
I remember one night, right? There was we were in a room, right? I'm not going to mention his name because I don't think you never know. But he was on the bed, right, and he looked out the window because he was on the top bed. And there was like a little window at the garden.
Yeah.
And he saw a deer, right? And its eyes were like light red, apparently. So he told me to swap my bed. I was at the bottom. So I agreed to swap the bed. It was like a little deer just having a little wander around the garden. But because it's looking out the window and apparently it's got red eyes, he shat himself and wanted to swap bloody beds. And also, another person in my room, he went home every night.
He went home every night?
Went home every night. And every morning, his mum would drive him back there. If that was my mum, she'd go, no, if you're coming home, you're staying home.
Isn't that more embarrassing?
That is, yeah.
Wouldn't you rather just not go at all?
Exactly. If you were going to be homesick and you knew you was going to miss your mum that much, then why bother coming?
Yeah, that's just... I do miss primary school though. I remember when we left, we had a big leavers celebration, getting your shirt signed.
Yeah, did you have the whole day? Oh, we didn't get our shirt signed. We had like this book.
Yeah.
And we had everyone's signatures in it.
We had a shirt sign and that was quite good.
Do you remember what you did your last day?
So in the morning, we made an assembly for like all the parents.
Yeah.
And then we signed the shirts, and then in the afternoon they had a surprise for us. So it was like a roller skating in the hall, which is quite a good end.
Did you do anything else?
That was just it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, in the morning, we had the same as you. We had like a leaves assembly, and we had to give in like a baby picture of us, so a transformation, that embarrassing montage, photo montage, and then like then we had them books as I was talking about, going around getting all signatures from teachers we had, friends we had, and all that, and then we watched a film, ate popcorn, and then we did Just Dance in the afternoon, and that was it.
Oh, so my school was a bit crap.
See, here's the thing, everyone said they missed primary school, but I wouldn't do it all again.
No.
Because if you think of it, you've got to do all primary school again, you've got to do all those learning again, and then you've got to do secondary school again. Oh, God.
If you had to redo one, would you redo primary or secondary?
Primary, because you hardly do any work.
True.
I remember every Friday in the morning, well, Monday to Thursday in the morning, we used to do reading, but on the Friday we had like a muck around bit.
Yeah, we'd always get that up until probably about year 5.
Year 5? That last year we did that was year 3.
If we move on to secondary real quick, it's something that every British student will remember. Free science lessons.
Nah.
That guy.
Bastard.
Oh, he was
He
such...
did that call for my science.
Yeah, we were bottom set, to be fair.
But after watching all these bloody videos in the lesson, my grade never went up. Mostly it went down.
Yeah, my science grade did go... Well, it went down every year, but then when we joined the school in year 7, what did they take your grade off from? You don't really do science in primary, do you? You just play around with potatoes a bit.
I think it was that test we did like in year 6. I forgot what it was called, but...
the SATs.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
And what secondary school does, the grade that you got they get a grade up, and that's what your target grade is.
Well, that's a load of bollocks then, because there's no way.
Like my target grade in secondary school was a 5, so in the test that I did in primary school, I got a 4.
Yeah, mine was a 5, but there's no way I was going to get that in science. Well, we don't know our grades yet. At the point of filming, we've just finished secondary school, but
GCSE's cancelled.
Yeah,
Saved our asses, really.
Yeah, they did, because I'm going to end up with a better science grade than I deserve, to be fair. Although that isn't saying I'm going to get a really good grade. I'm still probably only looking at a 2 or 3, but it's better than an ungradable. Our secondary school was interesting. I think it was a bit different to other secondary schools.
I think every secondary school person can agree with this. Whenever you had Spanish or any language lesson, whatever you did, the teacher could never ever control the class. The teacher would nearly go down in tears every lesson.
Yeah, there's no better feeling in secondary when you walked in and you saw a supply teacher there.
Oh, fantastic.
Limbs.
Especially the best feeling you will ever get is the homework that was due in that day and you forgot to do it or something, and there was a supply teacher in that day.
And you just know it ain't getting checked.
Yeah. You wouldn't get it checked because they wouldn't know anything about it. The only thing they know is the work that they've been given.
And the celebrations when you walk into class. But then, oppositely, you'd walk in, you see a supply teacher, you're celebrating. This feeling can only be compared to having a goal disallowed by VAR, right? When the supply teacher then pulls out the seating plan. Oh yeah.
Everyone tried to do that, switch seats, and then they used to always say the same excuse. Oh, but I got moved last lesson.
Yeah. Or like that.
Updated it.
Every kid has once said, "Oh, that's the old seating plan."
Yeah.
Every kid has said that at least once. Oh yeah, that's from last semester, isn't it? Yeah. Everyone's dropped that one.
Well then, what lesson did you hate the most? In secondary school, obviously.
Those all consistently crap, to be honest with you. Science. And I just hated science because the teachers. I'm not going to name them. I'm not here to name and shame, but they always thought I should be doing better than what I was, and I wasn't a kid that was pissing around or whatever. I just couldn't fucking understand it. What about you?
I always hated about 3 lessons the same.
Which
There was always
3?
3 lessons I hated the most. It was science, as you just said, Spanish, and dance.
Oh yeah, I forgot about dance. There was some good there were some good bits to dance though.
The only good thing about dance is when they did the dodgeball.
Yeah.
I hated the performing. Oh my god. I remember the time when the teacher said, "Okay, performances today," and you're getting recorded.
Yeah.
I hated that.
They didn't need to do that.
No.
They didn't need to record.
Especially, it wasn't even for a grade. If you think of it, we never did any tests.
Yeah.
Like, actual ones in dance. Yeah, we did the couple of written ones, like the 10 questions, but
Do you know
why
what?
did we need dance? It's a, well, oh, I can't say that. I was going to say it's a girl subject, but you know,
Ooh.
equality for everyone, blah, blah, blah. The Greens is cancelled now.
The Greens is cancelled. So next week, please tune into the podcast. It'll be me with D Story. Green's been cancelled. But there was one lesson that was underrated, I think.
What?
Drama. No, I didn't take it as an option because I knew it'd be different to what it was in year 7, 8 and 9.
Oh yeah, the performances and that.
But drama in those first 3 years was one of the best.
See, drama, the rehearsals and that, when you got with your mates and that was the best. But the thing I hated was the performances and that.
Yeah. But then...
I remember that time when the teacher said, "Okay, Nathan, think of a celebrity. You can be any celebrity you want." And I remember, I'm not going to say his name. I can't say anyone's name. Shit, I said someone's name earlier. Who cares? Someone said, "Be Keith Lemon."
Be Keith Lemon.
Yeah.
How did you react? Was that an insult?
I don't know. I hardly knew Keith Lemon at the time.
Well, he's a prominent English television figure. Well, like he's just been cancelled as well. Well, not cancelled, but
Oh, blackface. Oh God.
he's came into question. But
Moving on.
what about things we'd do outside of school? Let's move away from school. I remember that every British kid has tried standing up on a swing, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
But I remember I fell off once.
Fell off.
Yeah, I was standing up, I fell off because I tried going really quick. I fell off, and it really hurt. But luckily, this parent came running over with some blue paper towels, and it was quickly fixed.
Well, that was nice of her.
You remember Xbox parties or PS4 or PS3 parties growing up? They were the best.
I never did those.
You never do them?
No.
Have you ever tried starting beef with someone online?
Oh yeah. I remember. I just remember I was having a fight with someone, but I left because it was it kind of got a bit personal. That's why I left. I've only had one fight on PS4.
One fight on PS4. Is it someone you knew or?
No.
What happened?
Oh, I had my TV on mute, right? And I thought my microphone was on mute.
Yeah.
Now, I put my TV on mute is because I was playing it was actually Fortnite, but you know the early Fortnite with tilted towers and all that.
Yeah.
I was in a squad with three people, and they kept on talking. So I put my TV on mute, and about 5 minutes later, I started shut up. Anyway, then it just popped up in my head. I don't think my microphone's muted. Anyway, I put the TV unmuted, and they were all saying like all that. Shut up, mate. You got nothing. All that. Anyway, I called them a bunch of wankers and all that, and I left because they got a bit personal.
I remember playing FIFA a few years ago. I played against this French guy, and I'm pretty sure I was winning. And he just turned on the mic and he just yelled abuse at me. I don't know what he said. He could have said anything. To me, it sounded like ba-ba-da-da, but you don't know what that means. He could have been saying, I'm going to come and shoot you if you score another sweaty again. So you know what I did? I left the game. And he won. I got so scared I left and he won.
Was he like a... What did he sound like? Like
It was pretty hard for me to...
Did he sound young?
No, he sounded quite old.
Oh shit. Alright, now I get where you leave.
Yeah, I'm not going to... I've just realised trying to say what he said probably wasn't the best move. It's quite hard to do an inoffensive French accent, but...
I actually had another fight, do you remember? Because I showed you on a video call not that long ago with that Russian kid. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. But I wouldn't mess with Russians.
No. But he was young. That's why he said... Well, his balls hasn't dropped yet, but... that's why. But the story behind that, again, it's Fortnite. I met this guy, I was doing duos with him, and he was alright. He sounded alright. He could speak a bit of English. So anyway, he sent me a friend request, so I accepted it. Anyway, the next day he kept on sending me friend requests when I was trying to play WWE 2K18, I think it was at the time.
Yeah.
And he kept sending friend requests, so I told him to stop, and he said no. In English. He said no in English, thankfully. Anyway, I called him a wanker, and then he started sending me all angry voice messages, so I just blocked him.
Oh dear. Just quickly, if there's any Americans that watch this, wondering where the tea and crumpets come into this. Well, we do love tea, however crumpets aren't really a part of growing up in Britain, like in America it is to grow up with gun crime in schools. I'm sorry. I've been Con the Don, he's been the Green, aka the Green Star, aka Freddie Mercury, aka the best YouTuber in the world.
I won't go that far.
I would. And next time we've got D Story with us, I believe.
AKA the Driscoll, AKA Chaser, AKA Otis,
aka McCall's.
Harrison Driscoll.
So until next time, bye bye.